So, hi all, welcome to a competitive scholar. Yesterday we have discussed MCQs of the first and second part of Advent of Europeans, that is the Portuguese and the Dutch. So today we are going to discuss about the third part, that is the British. So let's go to the MCQ sessions. So the question number one, in 1639. One second, guys. So sorry, so in the 1639 AD, which Englishman obtained permission from the ruler of Chandragiri to build a factory at Madras? The question is, in 1639 AD, the Englishman, the Britisher, who are the Britishers? Which Britisher obtained the permission from the ruler of Chandragiri to build a factory at Madras? So the option A is Francis Day, B is Arthur Balfour, C is John Russell, D is Benjamin Disraeli. So option A will be the answer. Which factory was built in Madras by Francis Day? Fort St. George, Fort William, Fort St. David, Santiniketan. So option 2A will be the answer. Which of the following British companies got the first charter permitting them to trade in India? Levant Company, East India Company, the English company trading to the East Indies, Ostend Company. So yes, so the question is, which company got the permission to trade in India? The question third A will be the answer. Levant Company got the permission to trade in India. Which of the following was the British ship that came to India? Hector, Red Dragon, Edward, Titanic. Which which of the following was the first British ship that came to India? Option B will be the Red Dragon. So both Red Dragon and Hector, both the ship came, but so out of which we will discuss about the Hector one. Okay, so Red Dragon is the ship that the first ship that came to India. Which of the following was the first ship from the East India Company to reach the Indian shore? Right, so that will be the Hector. Okay, in October 1619, a Dutch fleet attacked and sank which British ship? In October 1619, Dutch, there is a fight between the Dutch and the Britisher, and they sank the ship. That is, which ship has sank? That will be a Red Dragon is the ship which has been sank. Which British ship arrived at Surat on August 24, 1608? Hector, Red Dragon, Edward, Titanic. So that will be Hector is the ship which came to Surat. So next question is, in 1612 AD, British East India Company got permission from which ruler to set up their first factory at Surat? Mughal ruler, British colonial rule, Maratha confederacy, Maurya ruler. Mughal ruler, right? So Mughal ruler is the answer. In 1612 AD, the British East India Company established trading center at Masulipatam, Andhra Pradesh, Surat, Bombay, Goa. So answer will be the Masulipatam, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so now question number 10 we are going to discuss. In December 1600, British East India Company acquired a charter from which ruler to trade with East? Queen Elizabeth won England, Queen Victoria Europe, James won England, Oliver Cromwell Dutch. So Queen Elizabeth won. In 1600, the East India Company acquired a charter from the ruler of England, Queen Elizabeth I, granting it to the sole right to trade with the East for how many years? So 15 years, 20 years, 22 years, 18 years. The option is 15 years, right? For the 15 years, there is a charter, right, has been approved from by the Queen Elizabeth. So there is agreement for 15 years. Which center was the headquarter for the British East India Company on the west coast in 1668? So it will be Madras, Agra, Bombay, Calcutta. So Bombay is the option. Okay, so in 1690 AD, English factory was established in Bombay, Surat, Sutanati, Madras. Sutanati, which is West Bengal. West Bengal. Okay. So in 1613, the East India Company set up their first factory at Bombay, Surat, Sutanati, Madras. The Surat. The first English fort established in India by British East India Company in 1639 located at Bombay, Surat, Sutanati, Madras. So Madras. Okay. So next question is British East India Company gets the lease of Madras from local king when? 1616, 1632, 1633, 1639. So they took the lease for Madras king, right? Madras from local king on 1639. Who among the following established a factory at Sutanati and made jamidari on the three villages named Sutanati, Kolkata and Govindapur? So Charles Ayer, Job Charnock, Gerold Angiyar, William Noveris. Alright, so Job Charnock, who is the founder of Kolkata, so he is established the factory in Sutanati and implemented Jamidari system. Three villages. That is, this is also one question, guys. Sutanati, Kolkata, and Govindpur. During the British rule, which are the cities has been implemented the Jamidari system? So Sutanati, Kolkata, and Govindpur. The answer should be in the east side or West Bengal. When Aurangzeb gives the English a farman for trade in Bengal, 1639, 1651, 1662, 1667. So option will be 1667. Okay. The staple commodities of export by the East India Company from Bengal in the middle of 18th century were raw cotton. So which are the options? So raw cotton, oil seeds and opium, sugar, salt, zinc and lead, copper, silver, gold, spices and tea, cotton, silk, saltpetre and opium. So option D. The first English factory on the bank of river, which river, right, on the banks of which river was set up in 1665? Hooghly, Raniganj, Bardhaman, Naihati. So first is Hooghly. Who was the first president of Fort William? Sir Thomas, Sir Charles Eyre, William Nourice, Captain Hawkins. So Charles Eyre. In 1611, right, East India Company established their first temporary factory at where? Mausulipatnam, Pulicat, Surat, Ahmedabad. So option will be Mausulipatnam. What is the name of the fort constructed by British in Calcutta? Fort Saint David, Fort Saint Andrew, Fort William, Fort Victoria. So Fort William, right? The Englishman appointed by Akbar for verification of diamond was William Leeds, John Melnall, Ralph Fitch, William Hawkins. So William leads. What was the name of the ambassador sent by James I? Who James I in the court of Jahangir in 1608? Captain Charles, Captain Hawkins, Sir Thomas Roe, Robert Clive. Captain Hawkins. In 1612, who visited to Mughal Emperor Jahangir to arrange for a commercial treaty that would give the company exclusive rights to reside and build factories in Surat and other areas? Ralph Fitch, John Mildenhall, Sir Thomas Roy, Thomas Stephenson. Sir Thomas Roy. In 1611, Captain Middleton obtained permission from which Mughal governor to trade? Mumbai, Calcutta, Madras, Surat. Madras. In 1633, British East India Company established its first factory in East India in Hariharpur, Baleswar, Tankobed, Tamil Nadu, C. Serampur, Bengal, Govindapur, Calcutta. So East Baleswar, so which is in Odisha. Who was the governor of Bengal in 1651, allowed the English to trade in Bengal in return for the annual payment of rupees 3000 in lieu of all duties? Or the question will be, who granted the permission to establish the first British factory at Hooghly in Bengal? So that will be Saha Suja, option A. Okay. So next question is, in 1691, the company gets its imperial order to continue their trade in where, in lieu of payment rupees 3000 in a year? Bengal, Surat, Madras, Mumbai. Will be Bengal, right? So that is, we already discussed this question before. So this is in Bengal. So in lieu of 3000 rupees, the Bengal in the Hooghly River, right? In 1715, an English mission led by who to the court of Mughal Empire of Farrukhsiyar secured three famous farmhands, giving the company many valuable privileges in Bengal, Gujarat, and Hyderabad. The question is saying, who was the Englishman who went to the Mughal Empire, that is Farrukhsiyar, to give more privilege to Bengal, Gujarat, and Hyderabad's companies? Okay, what kind of law? So that would be John Surman, Job Charnock, Gerald Ongier, Bridgman. So John Surman is the answer. In 1717, the which emperor Farrukhsiyar issues a farman called Magna Carta of the company, giving the company a large number of trade concessions. Bengal emperor, Awadh emperor, Mughal emperor, Maratha emperor. Which emperor has given? So that will be a Bengal emperor, right? Which emperor rewarded the golden farman to the company in 1632 AD? Sultan of Golconda, Sultan of Delhi, Sultan of Tughlaq, Sultan of Mawa. So that will be Sultan of Golconda. Which Mughal emperor issued a farman granting East India Company the right to trade duty free? Akbar, Humayun, Aurangzeb, Shah Jahan. So option will be Akbar. During whose region did Sir Thomas Roy have regular attendance at the Mughal court to secure commercial privilege? Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb. During the Jahangir. Which one of the following Mughal emperors gave an important farman to the English of facilitating their trade in India? Bahadur Shah 1, Farooq Sihar, Shah Alam 2, Bahadur Shah 2. So it will be a Farooq Sihar. Which English governor of British East India Company in India expelled by Aurangzeb? Ongier, Sir John Child, Sir John Geyer, Sir Nicholas Waite. Option will be Sir John Child. Which commodities did the British East India Company aim to acquire Eastern Archipelago? Spices and pepper, copper, zinc and lead, silk, pepper and areca nuts, sandal, camphor, rosewater, ivory, pearls, corals, pepper, rice and potatoes. So it will be a spice and pepper. So that's it, guys. Today's discussion on the British